So over the weekend, Governor Sanwo-olu announced that Lagos State's tertiary institutions are set to open by September 14th, and primary and secondary schools would resume from 21st of September. However, some states like Ogun, Katsina, Bauchi, Enugu are ruling out the possibilities of opening their schools. The question is, would this have a negative impact on schools generally? All right, so what are your general thoughts? I mean, there's some are excited, some are worried, some are saying that this is not a good time, others are saying there's never a good time. But in your view, when you heard the announcement that anytime from September, schools can reopen, I had the opportunity to have a conversation with the Commissioner for Education, and she was saying that many private schools are ready. They are way ready, and they don't want to stop them if they can actually resume, so they can go ahead. However, the government has put measures in place to determine how much time they can use to prepare all their schools for resumption. So that's why they say from September 21st. But in your view, do you think it's a good decision? Who'd like to go first?
I personally was worried when I became aware that some states are not ready to reopen, because I know that the federal government tries as much as possible to ensure that the school calendar is not distorted, so the curriculum is, uniform.
Yes.
And by the time some schools now reopen and other schools do not reopen, it will definitely affect the school calendar. And I really don't know if we're equipped to handle that. So, but at the same time, I'm also worried that forget the private schools and the very 1% that are already, positioned to reopen. There are schools we know that we have dilapidated buildings, we have crowd in the classrooms, 100 and something in one particular classroom. If everybody, during that time that they had just examination students resume, it was easy because you could see the social distancing. But now that everybody will likely resume, are they equipped to handle that? That was my fear.
Now, you see, the thing is, with children, with adults, you can actually say social distancing. You can, but with children are going to
break the rules.
Be free.
They're going to break the rules. Yeah. And that is my fear, because you cannot make a child wear a mask. Now, it's not even the children. Sometimes it's been known that children recover much faster without, but it's their parents that are
come home to meet,
that I fear for, and the teachers.
Right. One of the privileged information that I have, in the 5 months that were locked down, I know that the Ministry of Education of the Lagos State actually did a lot of work to ensure the secondary schools especially were properly ready for resumption. They were not sure when they're going to resume, but they put in the wash hand basins, all the various infrastructure. They use the money, their monthly allowance that they get to do this, because the commissioner told them that. But the primary schools are not totally directly under her. So, but the point I'm trying to make is that how responsible have we as teachers and even school administrators been in the last 5 months? Why are we now waiting, running helter-skelter? Oh, they said 21st of September. Are we ready? We're not ready. Oh, they don't have this. For the past 5 months, have you been sleeping? That's the time for you to have ensured that because regardless of when school reopens, you will still need those facilities. You will need the wash hand basin station. You need the sanitizers.
See, we're largely hypocrites.
Exactly.
So when the Ebola thing came, you go to schools and you have their buckets. I personally would go to my kids' school after Ebola, and the bucket would be empty. But the kids just finished their games in their play, and they should be washing their hands. So they will send them to the toilets, and then that will have water. But most of the children, the little ones, are too small, so to access those wash hand basins. So the schools really just relaxed on these things. So now, as parents, you'll be the one to have to check, demand that these things are put in place. So personally, my kids, they will resume when I think it's right. Not when
on this table, we talked about this when this pandemic started. That how ready are the schools? Are they going back home to wait? And one of the things I said was that we will come back at the time they are ready for resumption, and we'll still have these issues ongoing, because if we go back and sleep and wait till it comes upon us, we'll still have the same issues. So it's apparently clear that we've not done enough to get ready for resumption. Other sectors of the economy are opening, the airports are opening and all of that. And according to the ASU president, who said that they've spent money because they know that the elite children are going back to their different countries to go to school. So they've spent money in that sector. Why don't put some money in the, at least the government schools, to ensure that the schools are fumigated?
I don't agree with him.
We have the WhatsApp. That was his own view. But from what I see, we are not ready to let me
respond to him. Let me respond to what ASU, because I hate it when these kind of things happen and begin to always point fingers. When do we as the institution ourselves take responsibility for ensuring you are there waiting for them to give you money? Because according to what they said in ASU, you gave bailout to the airports. We also need bailout to help us so we can put these infrastructures in place. I'm sorry, with all due respect, you have some money with you, fix ensure that you have the right facilities in place.
What I was going to say, they collect levies.
Yes.
They collect school fees. There are things that
5 months you were home. What are you doing with those levies?
Look, when they said, before they had said 2 months ago that they may open bars, I had bought that thing that you use, temperature gauge, I had bought buckets, I had bought...
Because you are serious.
I took responsibility because I needed my business to open.
Exactly.
I have not asked government for any bailout. I know how I'm suffering.
One of the reasons why the governor has said from September 21 is so that everybody should go back and begin to see what you can do. Let us know when you are available. Because what I heard the Commissioner for Education say was that their plans for Lagos State is that they'll have phased and maybe staggered openings. So maybe primary 1 and primary 2, for example, second, or JSS 1, JSS 2 will come up on Mondays. And maybe another class will come on Tuesdays. So not even evening classes, because the idea is to have less children in the campus at once. So you can spread out in the rooms as much as possible. So the whole school or the whole campus is not full. That's part of the suggestion that is being considered, but nothing is already being cast in stone yet.